Hi, I'm Russell McBurnie. I'm a Finance Director of Tenon Group plc and I'm 35 years old. Joining a firm of accountants gives you a very broad career base and gives you plenty of opportunities to do different things. You learn staff management, you learn presentational skills, you learn project management, you can move into IT project management, you can specialise, you can move into corporate finance, recovery, outsourcing. And if you look at what Tenon does for its staff and the training that we give them, we phrase ourselves as business advisors, and that's what we're trying to create. The thing that attracted me to Tenon was the financial statements. Whenever you go for a job interview, if you're doing the finance background, you tend to have a look at the financial statements. And what I noticed about Tenon is they were very different. They were straight, plain talking, no nonsense, trying to give clarity to the user, trying to explain in words of one syllable that general people could understand, in layman's term, what the business was doing. And I suppose I liked that attitude, I liked that way of thinking. I think it's leadership and taking responsibility for things. Clearly, in a growing business, you get opportunities to do things, but that doesn't necessarily mean you get the opportunity to progress. What you actually have to do is, when someone gives you an opportunity, is to take them off them completely and say, right, that's mine, I will take that from start to finish, I will deliver you a finished product. So when you're dealing with, say, an acquisition, you take all the pain out of it from senior management team. You make sure that all the due diligence is done properly for them. You handle all the price negotiations with the client. So effectively, you say, right, the acquisition is delivered, just sign on the dotted line. Part of it is actually letting go of your previous job. So you actually have to have trust in the people you've recruited below you and actually give them responsibility so you can actually free the time you need to do your job properly. So that's probably step one in the process. The next stage is really just thinking outside of probably what you've been used to in terms of your pure financial scope. So you're thinking commercially, you're thinking strategically, you're thinking about the future rather than the now. Delegation. I'm quite a perfectionist. I like to actually see everything through myself to the finish, and I think you can actually move up the management chain without actually recruiting a strong body of people behind you, like-minded people who will actually deliver to you. We've got a clear growth strategy. Our Chief Executive would like in the next 3 years for Tenon to be a £250 million business. That's going to be made up of acquisitions and organic growth. And yes, that is going to take up more and more of our time, but also we've got a great second tier of management who actually can be given the same opportunities that I've been given to actually lead some of these acquisitions and move forward with the business. So hopefully it won't just be me. You can't get away from the fact that you're responsible for good quality financial information produced on a regular basis and all the regulatory responsibilities that come with that. The ultimate responsibility to rests with you, even if you will have delegated out to various members of the team. Any set of accounts you look at will give you a snapshot of what has happened at that point in time. It is much more important to actually look forward and look at what that's telling you and where you're going to be. So part of my focus is always looking at the key points in time for us at the short-term level, which is our interim results and our full year set of results, and trying to work out where we're going to be and managing the main messages. And then you look further into the future so that you get your acquisition strategy right, and also you make sure that all your support services such as IT and HR are at the right level to support the size of business that you've got going forward. Tenon's strapline is advisors to entrepreneurs. I am very keen that all the finance teams who support the regional managing directors around the country act as advisors to entrepreneurs, the entrepreneurs being their local MDs. So having produced financial information, having shown them what the issues are and what the problems are being made going forward, it's actually then saying, and this is what I would do about it. I don't think you can be a finance director or at any level in finance and just say, here are the numbers. I think we should be giving people business advice, offering solutions. I found an issue, this is the way I would tackle it. Obviously, being in the right place at the right time is always going to be a help. I would say that if you are ambitious and you'd like to move ahead quickly, then the choice of the company you work for is very important. Always, I would choose a company that is growing, that is either being acquisitive or making changes within the business that will allow you to get a broader experience of areas where there's a good chance that management will pass down responsibilities at a fairly rapid level. Because the only way to become finance director, to grow within a business, is actually to prove yourself and give yourself a track record. And that comes from joining a company where they will give you those opportunities.